On entering the body, the virus attaches to a human cell via its spikes. After entering the cell, it replicates using the machinery of the host cell, producing viral proteins and genetic material. These are rebuilt into new virus particles and ejected as the host cell dies. Additional cells are infected by new virus particles, resulting in tissue damage and symptoms. The process of self-immunity could take many weeks, during which time the person will be sick and the virus will have damaged a large number of cells. Vaccines give viral antigens to the immune system without causing illness. Even when there is no infection, the immune system can produce symptoms that are comparable to those of a moderate infection. For a few days, the lymph nodes near the injection site may become swollen, and so as they begin to produce antibodies. These are indications that the vaccine is effective. COVID vaccine causes the immune system to create antibodies to fight the disease. They make use of the spike-like structure called S protein on the COVID-19 virus. It is this S protein which helps the virus to go inside our cells and create an infection. There are 4 categories of vaccines now available. 1. Whole virus. 2. Protein subunit. 3. Viral vector. 4. Nucleic acid, RNA and DNA. Whole virus vaccines use a weakened, attenuated, or deactivated form of the pathogen which causes the disease. These come in 2 varieties: live attenuated vaccines and inactivated vaccines. Both live attenuated and inactivated vaccines include the entire or a portion of the disease-causing virus. But they produce different types of immunity. Live attenuated vaccines are closest to a natural infection. They contain a weakened version of a living virus or bacteria. These types of vaccines teach your immune system what the infection might look like, without causing a severe illness. A weakened variant of the virus is used in live attenuated vaccines. This can still grow and replicate, but does not cause sickness. Because these vaccines are weakened versions of natural pathogens, the immune system reacts in the same way it would to any other cellular invader, thereby mobilizing a variety of defenses against it, including killer T cells, helper T and B cells. This immune response lasts until the virus is completely eradicated from the body. So, it gives memory cells plenty of time to grow. As a result, live attenuated vaccine can produce an immune response that is nearly identical to that of being exposed. Inactivated vaccines contain viruses whose genetic material has been destroyed. It is done by heat, chemicals, or radiation, thus making them incapable of infecting and replicating cells. But they are still capable of triggering an immune response. These vaccines can cause strong immune involving B cells and T cells. Inactivated vaccines can't infect cells. So, they only trigger antibody-mediated reactions, which may be weaker and shorter-lived. Inactivated vaccinations are typically provided with adjuvants to combat this problem. Only the bits of a virus that best stimulate your immune system are included in subunit vaccinations. This form of COVID-19 vaccination contains S proteins which are non-toxic. Antibodies and protective white blood cells are produced once your immune system identifies the S proteins. If you get infected with the COVID-19 virus later, the antibodies will help you fight it. Subunit vaccinations are extremely safe because these fragments cannot cause disease. Novavax is working on a protein subunit COVID-19 vaccine. Adjuvants and booster shots may be required for this kind of vaccines. All subunit vaccines are manufactured utilizing living organisms such as bacteria and yeast. This requires substrates to grow on and rigorous hygiene to avoid contamination. As a result, they are more expensive to manufacture. In this, the genetic material from the COVID-19 virus is inserted in a modified version of a different virus. The genetic material in the vaccine could be DNA or RNA. When the viral vector enters your cells, it distributes COVID-19 virus genetic information, which instructs your cells to create copies of the S protein. Your immune system responds by producing antibodies and white blood cells. Our cells make antigens when this genetic material is injected. These antigens activate an immune response. If you get infected with the COVID-19 virus later, the antibodies will help you fight it. Messenger RNA or mRNA vaccine. This type of vaccine uses genetically engineered mRNA. This gives your cells instructions for how to make the S protein found on the surface of the COVID-19 virus. After vaccination, your immune cells begin making the S protein pieces. After giving instructions, the mRNA is immediately break down. It never enters the nucleus of your cells, where your DNA is kept. This causes your body to create antibodies. If you later become infected with the COVID-19 virus, these antibodies will fight the virus. Here, a fragment of DNA encoding the antigen is first introduced into a bacterial plasmid. A bacterium uses a circular piece of DNA, similar to a computer flash drive, to store and share genes that may help it survive. Once the DNA or RNA has entered the cell, it begins to produce antigens. These antigens are displayed on the cell's surface, where they can be identified by the immune system.